What's up, everybody? Welcome. As these guys are out on qualifying, it is a midweek burnout. We got a points battle between Mark Thrash, Keith Hackney, and Landon Moody. Everybody else a stretch out. Those guys even a stretch out, as Keith Hackney has a pretty commanding lead. He's been dominating these heat races, which do have points in them, as Timothy currently at the top of the charts. We're going to see what these guys are able to do here tonight, as thank God it is cleared up. It was foggy as shit when we got in here. What week are we in? I forget what week we're in. We're going to have to go take a look and see what week we're in. I definitely forgot. Also, guys, let me know if I have any connection issues. I was definitely having some earlier today. It's looking like it's struggling a little bit right now. Just let me know out in the chat if we do have any connection issues. Let me know you guys are out there. We're going to go ahead and switch on a car here in 1 second. Next week will be the season finale. Let's see. We got Cody Nevin out on the track. Cody didn't even get any practice in. This is his practice in that number 11, as he's going to be 9th quick as it stands right now. Keith Hackney out there on the track. He's going to do his lap. He's just rolling that bottom side. Look for him to pick up the pace here for lap number 2. As Mark Thrash going to sit 6th quick. Landon Moody back in the number 4 spot. Timothy Mesmer currently at the top of the charts, as Hackney's going to start his lap that matters. Well, I guess this might not even be his lap that matters. This is going to be the first lap, warming up those tires. Let's see what he is able to do in that number 69 as he warms them up down the back straightaway. How's everybody doing tonight? There's just nobody out there. We got one viewer over on TikTok. Got a couple over on YouTube. I don't know how many we have. How many we got over on the TikTok side? Got 3 viewers over on the TikTok side. Make sure you guys are getting those likes, shares, and follows in, as Hackney is into turn number 3 and 4. Let's see where he's able to put that number 69 here tonight. Will he be able to put it on the top of the charts? Looks like Sean Pointer out on the track now, as Hackney's going to go 4th quick here tonight in qualifying. Mark Thrash jumping up to the number 2 spot, so he's going to pick up the pace a little bit here tonight. Mark Thrash moving up the charts. As Sean Pointer starts his lap down into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to take, that was his first lap. He's going to take the quick time here tonight with a 32.769. So Sean Pointer to the top of the charts after his 2 laps. Damn, I must have been sleeping, or my or SDK was not working properly, because it definitely told me he was just starting his lap, as Pointer is going to take the quick time here tonight. Everybody has put down a lap time. We're going to get ready for the heat race. We'll see if it's 1 or 2 heat races. Let's see if he made the adjustment there. Hopefully it's not 121 car heat race. Well, where is everybody? Nobody is freaking... All right, so Sean Pointer out there at the top of the charts here tonight, as we get ready for the first heat race. Timothy Mesmer 2nd, Mark Thrash in 3rd, Casey Wynn in 4th, and Keith Hackney, your top 5 looking into tonight's feature, as that is going to be the end of qualifying. Let's see if it splits them up into 2 heat races here tonight. Hackney with the share out there. Appreciate that share, Hackney. Starting to get some people up into the streams. Look at that. We got 2 heat races here tonight. It is going to be heat race number 1 out there on the board. What the fuck is my... Why is it... Oh, is it doing that because he's blinking, maybe? I don't know. That is a weird camera angle. All right. Let's get ready for tonight's starting lineup here in heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in that number 20 machine, it's going to be Sean Pointer. Outside of him in the number 38, it's going to be Mark Thrash. Starting in the number 3 spot here tonight in that number 69 machine, it's going to be Keith Hackney with Landon Moody in the number 4 position. How about that for a heat race? Johnny Gudakun's going to start in that number 5 spot with Randy Reeser in 6. Going to be Shane Haas in that number 7 position. John Smeal in 8th. Zach Wells in 9th. Going to be Kevin Prettyman in the number 10 spot. And Robert Andring in that number 11 position. Rolling off on to the track here tonight for heat race number 1. Should only be 1 pace lap. As these guys pull out onto the track, who's it going to be here tonight in heat race number 1? Sean Pointer looking awfully fast here tonight. But look for that top row there to work together. I don't like these camera angles. All right, so Sean Pointer going to bring him to the green flag here on lap. Bring him to the green flag here in heat race number 1 as I stumble over my words. Let me know on the chat, who are you rooting for as they head into turn number 3 and 4, looking for that green flag this time by. Make sure you guys get those likes, shares, and follows out as they are 2 by 2. What's up, Clint? 2 by 2 into turn number 3 and 4. Pace car is in. When will Pointer fire him off as they come down the front straightaway? Green flag is out. Looked like a little team timing there as Hackney says, hey, Pointer, it's time to go. But Mark Thrash with a good run on the outside as they head into 1 and 2. Thrash going to blink a little bit there. He's going to slide in between. Oh, Hackney pushes him up the track as they come down the back straightaway. Oh, Thrash is around here in heat race number 1. Mark Thrash goes around. He is going to be at the back of the pack. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Yeah, Mark just got a little loose. Nothing anybody could do. They were 3 wide behind him as Pointer going to lead the way. We got a battle for the lead as Gudakunst is trying to look up underneath Pointer. Here comes Hackney down low. Hackney going to look down low for that number 2 spot as Moody's going to take it to the bottom into turn number 3 and 4. Moody moving up into the number 2's position as Pointer is trying to drive away as they come out of turn number 4. Going to be 2 laps complete. 2 laps complete as they come down the front straightaway. It is going to be Pointer leading the way. Here comes Hackney back up underneath Moody into turn number 1 and 2. Moody's going to try to hold him off. Look for Moody to get the run out of turn number 2. Trying to close the gap on Sean Pointer as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Definitely a top dominant track as it stands right now. Sparks down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Moody in that number 2 spot. Gudakunst down low looking for third. Up underneath Hackney out of 4. He's going to slide up the track. Hackney going to cut down up underneath him down the front straightaway looking for 1 and 2. Hackney going to dive back up underneath Gudakunst in turn number 1 and 2. Moody trying to reel in that number 20, slowly reeling him in down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Can Moody reel him in to take the win here in heat race number 1? Oh, it's white flag. Shit, I forgot it was only, I guess it's only 4 laps, not 5 laps. As they come out of turn number 4, going to be Pointer with the win. Moody, Gudakunst, Hackney, Smeal, Reeser, Haas, Wells, Prettyman, Andring, and Thrash rounding out the field. All right, we're going to get ready for heat race number 2. Is Timothy going to start these guys out on the pole here tonight? in the 327. Outside of him, it is going to be the 05 of Casey Wynn. Starting on the inside of row number 2 in that number 3 spot, it's going to be the number 18 of Asher Hansen. Outside of him in the 747, it's going to be Tyson Banks. Starting 5th is going to be the 21 of Tony Basler. Outside of him in the 36, it's going to be Remington James. Oof. You got a little loose. Going to be Alexander Smith in that number 7 spot. Connor McGowan in 8th. Cody Nevin in 9th. Jared King in that number 10 spot. Mark Thrash on his lid in the chat. As we're going to wait for these guys to roll off the starting grid, waiting for Cody Nevin to go ahead and grid up. There he is. We're going to roll off onto the grid. Who's your pick for heat race number 2? Let me know out in the chat who you picking here tonight. I mean, Timothy's got to be a pretty good pick in that 327. Starting on the pole, but don't count out Casey, Asher, or Tyson Banks. Anyone in that top 4. Connor coming off a win last week. He's got a little bit of work to do. And that number 64 does not look like he's got the same kind of speed he had last week as Timothy. Going to lead him to the green flag here this time by. Holy shit. Shane, thank you for the like. Appreciate that. Out of turn number 2. Or turn number 4. Pace car is in. Looking for the green flag. Timothy Mesmer leads the pack. Here comes Asher. Asher in the number 18. He's going to get right up close to the back bumper of the 327. Casey Wynn going to get a good run on the outside as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be side by side for the lead. Look for Casey to try to get the run out of turn number 2, but Timothy going to clear him as they come down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. Asher going to stay down low as they come down the back straightaway. Can he get any help as Tony Basler going to make his way around? Here comes Casey up underneath Mesmer into turn number 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead as they come out of turn number 4. Who's going to lead lap number 1? Timothy gets sideways. It's going to be Casey Wynn for lap number 1. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Still side by side into turn number 1 and 2. Timothy going to try to ride the wall out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Comes down, gets the side draft. Good run for Timothy. Oh, we got a wreck. We got a wreck down the back straightaway. Looks like Alexander and Tyson Banks are round and hard into the wall down the back straightaway. We're going to go take a look and see what happened there. Alexander just comes up and, gives him the door. Came up a little high. Didn't expect Tyson to be that low. That's GG's, yeah. As they head into turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Well, next week is Daytona. That's a wild card. You never know what could happen in that one as Timothy leads them into turn number 3 and 4. Casey going to jump up to the outside, grabs that wall out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. White flag is out as they almost go 3 wide for the number 2 spot. Looks like that bottom side's starting to come in a little bit here as we got contact as Basler down into Asher, hard into the wall. Oh, Connor into him. Nevin makes his way through, but a little bit of contact, but able to keep it straight. Here comes Asher back looking for the number 2 spot. Down into turn number 3 and 4, looking for the checkered flag. Battle's going to be for the number 2 spot as Timothy well out front. Look for Asher to try to get the run off of turn number 4, but he's too far back. Timothy going to take the win. Casey second, Asher third, Nevin fourth, Connor fifth, maybe. Yeah. Remington in 6th. Jared going to ram the wall in Tony Basler going to be in 8th. Banks 9th, and Alexander Smith in that number 10 spot. Let's see what happened. Oh, he just came down into Asher. Nothing Asher could do. Oh my God, that was a big hit. Hopefully he doesn't boot us out. All right, let's go. Let's go look from Nevin's cockpit. I'm gonna go look from it anyway, but watch this. Oh, it didn't look as bad. Oh, we're gonna go from this view. We're gonna go find. Let's go to the roll bar. All right, let's look from the roll bar of Cody Nevin. Oh God, he had wrecking everywhere. 2 wrecks. Oh my God. I think the other car hit him. All right, so we do have an LCQ here. Only the top 2 from each of the heat races. I forgot the top 2 from each heat race because we haven't had 2 heat races transferred into tonight's feature. We're going to go ahead and line them up here in the consi. Everybody does make it through, but this is for position as we are waiting for Johnny to put his pants on and get out onto the track. Johnny No Pants does not get his pants on in time. He's going to be starting shotgun on the field, and it looks like Keith Hackney is going to move up to that front row as they roll off for the consi. Was it? Yeah, it was top 2 out of each of the heat races. All right, so they're going to roll out on the track. Let's go ahead and hit up that starting lineup. It is going to be Johnny No Pants is not out there on the pole. Asher in second. Going to be Keith Hackney now on the pole in that number 3 spot. Cody Nevin in 4th. Going to be John Smeal in 5th. Connor in 6th. Randy Reeser in 7th. Remington James in that number 8 spot. Shane Haas in 9th. Jared King in 10th. Going to be Zach Wells in the number 11 position. Tony Basler in 12th. That is going to be Prettyman in that number 13 spot. Banks at 14th, Andring 15th, Alexander Smith in 16th, and Mark Threat in that number 17 spot. Looking for the green flag as Hackney leads them into turn and number 3 and 4. Asher to his outside. Who's it going to be here tonight in the consi as Gudakun's going to be starting from pit road as he missed the start? Pace car is in. I think he forgot there was a consi. Green flag is out as Nevin gave Asher a little push there. Might have lifted his rear tires off as they head into 1 and 2. Asher going to send it in deep into turn number 1 and 2 on the high side as Hackney rolls the bottom. Asher trying to get that momentum out. Here comes Hackney fighting back down low. Down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. Hackney going to... Oh, big wreck at the back. Big wreck at the back of the pack. I don't know what happened with Hackney. Did Hackney get a black flag? Let's take a look. Hackney with a black flag. That's why he pulled off. He went a little too soon as Nevin is trying to lead the way. All right, they are 3 wide for the number 2 spot. I want to go back and take a look and see what happened. But I'm not going to be able to yet. Oh, a little bit of contact. Up the track, Asher almost goes around. Oh, that got a look real sketchy there as we're going to go and take a look and see what happened back here in the back. Oh, it looks like the 36 of Remington gets sideways. Oh, man. Big stack up there, so that's what caused the big one in the back. Bunch of cars caught up in that as Randy Reeser is looking to take the lead. Will we see the slide job in 1 and 2? Smeal up on the high side as they head through turn number 1 and 2. I do not know what's going on with the fucking ticker. Holy shit. As they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Drag race for the lead. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Side by side as Reeser going to roll the bottom. Smeal up high. Who's going to get the run out of force? Reeser going to slide up. Puts the block on Smeal. Here comes Smeal down to the bottom. Here comes Nevin. Nevin's going to take it 3 wide. Nope, he backs out into turn number 1 and 2. Nevin tried to put the pressure on. He had the lead. A little bit of contact pushed him back. He's going to try to roll his way forward. Here comes Shane Haas. Contact between Connor and Nevin, somehow they keep it straight as Shane Haas goes to the bottom. Where did he come from? Shane going to chip it into turn number 3 and 4. They're 3 wide for the lead as they come out of turn number 4, looking for the white flag. This time by Smeal going to lead the way. This has been a crazy Conti as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Smeal leads the way. Connor McGowan, last week's winner, in the number 2 spot. Battle for that number 3 position. Zach Wells is going to get it out of turn number 2, but Shane trying to get the run as him and Reeser make contact down the back straightaway. All kinds of crazy moves. Nevin's going to dive down low. Battle for the lead. Here comes McGowan. Down low, Smeal up high. Drag race going to be out of turn number 4. Looking for the checkered flag. Here comes Wells to the bottom. It's going to be Connor with the win in the LCQ. What a barn burner there. Smeal, Wells, Reeser, Haas, Thrash, Banks, Nevin, Asher Hansen, Alexander Smith, Robert Andring, Jared King, Kevin Prettyman, Keith Hackney, Remington James, Tony Basler, and Johnny No Pants rounding out the field. Holy shit, that was nuts. That was a wild one here. All right, these guys going to go out on the track and do a little bit of a warm-up. I don't know how long it will be, but we'll see if they end it soon. These guys pulling off a pit road. Gudakood's going to be starting from deep in the field in that number 41 as he missed the starting grid for the Consi. So he's going to be starting shotgun on the field. Cody Nevin pulling out on the track. Good run for him in that. That Consi was nuts. We could call it a night right now, and I would be perfectly happy. That was a phenomenal race to watch. Hey, Hackney, you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it. So Asher coming out onto the track. I don't know who I'm going to pick, but how about Connor taking the win in the Consi? Does he have a little something? Could he go back to back? Could he go back to back here tonight? We're going to find out. I should jump in there and mess with those guys. Hold on. That was the craziest Consi I've ever seen in my life. Connor, you going back to back tonight?
Oh, you went to go to the bathroom.
I gotta imagine after that one, there was a lot of them oh shit moments. All right, I figured I'd give him a hard time.
Yeah, that first lap was great.
That was crazy.
How I survived.
The whole race was crazy. Even when you guys weren't crashing, it was freaking nuts. So it was fun to watch.
Yeah,
Let me go.
little
What's
bit
that?
further back, so it's kind of hard to see everyone way up there. You know, it looked like everyone was pretty close, though.
Everybody was 2 and 3 and 4 wide.
Hey, it's fucking downy.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
this track is friggin' awesome when you got good racing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's Connor.
Well, Connor, you going back? You going back to back?
I mean, that's always the plan.
That was nuts. I was like, man, he doesn't look like he's got the speed tonight to go back to back, and you stole that Consi away from those guys. That was nuts.
Oh yeah. I still don't know if I do have the speed, but we're gonna give her hell.
That was a whole lot of throw your nuts over your shoulder and let her eat.
Pretty much. That's what all you can do here. When this place gets like some long green flag runs, and you can run the top and bottom, it's a blast.
Yeah, I think it looked like it started to work down to the bottom more than it was in the first heat race. So this is going to get interesting. The bottom does look like it's coming in.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, have fun.
All right, thanks.
Harris says Zach Wells for the W.
Connor, I just ran a 32 sub.
Moody,
Hey,
tell me that wasn't the most intense Consi you've ever watched.
That was doggone good, I will say. That was almost better than the heat somehow.
That was insane. The bottom side looks like it's coming in, and it looked like you were trying to work that bottom side some. Are you looking forward to tonight's race? Maybe a little bit of passing.
I think if it's gonna be like that for the B main tonight, I think we're gonna be in for a dandy of a race tonight. Could be a good race.
Well, have fun, guys. I figured I'd just come through and what's up, Schultz? It's been a while. Have fun. I figured to come and give you guys a hard time.
Heck yeah, we'll be right here.
All right.
You won't stand it.
Hackney's going to be starting deep, so it gives you a little bit of opportunity.
Yep, we gonna try.
All right, bud.
All right, later.
So, what you guys think about that consi?
I got about 30 seconds. We'll roll.
The consi?
Yeah.
Well, they all wrecked in front of me, so I kind of got lucky.
4 sets tires total.
Yeah, that was stupid insane.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, it wasn't as fun for Asher.
I could have stuck at 5.
I don't
I
think
could have
it's
stuck
gonna.
at 5 on the front stretch, but I was like, let's not do that for a consi.
What were you saying, Asher?
I don't think it's gonna drive like that in the race.
It looked like the bottom side was coming. It looks like the top side was actually slow.
I only saw one good run, and that was Wells off the top. He fucking flew by all of us on the top at one point.
Well, you guys are getting into the feature. Have fun tonight, guys.
Thank
See
you.
dudes.
Thank you.
All right, so those guys, Mark and Asher and Shane, all getting ready for tonight's feature. All right, let's get in here. Let's get it started. Who's ready for tonight's race? Demon will be out there getting that information we need from some of those guys. From the pit road, it is going to be John Spiel starting on the pole here tonight in that number 13. Outside of him, it is going to be the number 2 of Connor McGowan. I'll tell you what, it paid to win that consi. Starting in the number 3 spot, it is going to be Casey Wynn with Landon Moody in 4th. Timothy Mesmer going to start in that number 5 spot. Sean Pointer in 6th. You have brown shorts just from watching that. Let's go Thrash, right? Schultze, we got to get you back in here for sure. Going to be Zach Wells starting in the number 7 spot. Randy Reeser in 8th. You heard it. Zach Wells was really the only one to get a run off the top side. Shane Haas going to be in that number 9 spot. Mark Thrash in 10th. Tyson Banks in the number 11 spot. Cody Nevin trying to win the 111 here tonight in the number 11, starting in 12th. It would have been great if he was starting 11th. Starting in 13th here tonight is going to be Asher Hansen. Outside of him, it's going to be Alexander Smith. Come tomorrow night, we're doing Whoop. Come out and run. Going to be Robert Andrick in that number 15 spot. Jared King in 16th. Kevin Prettyman in that number 17 position. Remington James in 18th. Going to be Tony Basler in the number 19 position. Johnny No Pants got his pants on in that number 20 position. And Keith Hackney starting shotgun on the field in that number 21 spot. Yeah, iRacing is definitely tomorrow. We're going to be looking for the green flag this time by as they head down into turn at number 3 and 4. I'll tell you what, if this race is anything like the consi, we are in for a treat tonight as John Smeal going to lead him to the green flag. He's got Connor to the outside as they're 2x2 coming out of turn number 4. Let's turn that sound up. Let's get ready for some racing. Let me know who you're rooting for out in the chat as they come out of turn number 4. Looking for that green flag. Who's it going to be? Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they head down into turn at number 1 and 2. Smeal going to roll that bottom Connor up on the outside. Here comes Moody trying to stick it up in the middle. He's looking to make that ground. He wants to lead this thing, control the race as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. I muted it. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Casey Wynn looking for the lead into turn number 3. Smeal going to roll that high side. Win down low. Drag race. Going to be a drag race out of turn number 4 to the line. Smeal gets loose almost down into Moody as it's going to be Casey Wynn at the line for lap number 1. Down into turn number 1 and 2. They are 2x2 for second on back. Looks like a Delaware restart as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Who's it going to be as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway? As Landon Moody trying to work that side draft of the 13. Stuck down on the bottom as Smeal going to make it down low. Moody wants that middle lane as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's foggy out. It's like super cloudy and foggy. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Smeal looking down low on Wynn. He's going to lose some ground. They're trying to take it 3 wide. Here comes Pointer in the number 20. Pointer in that number 20. He's trying to make his way up forward as Smeal going to roll down to the bottom. I don't know if he got loose there, but goes all the way down to the apron as they head into 1 and 2. That's going to allow Moody to the outside. That's the lane Moody wants. He likes that middle lane as they head through turn number 3 and 4. He's going to get a good run off down the front straightaway. Give Moody the number 2 spot that time by as Casey Wynn continues to lead down into turn number 1 and 2. Yes, 111 laps. Definitely an odd number. Did frog racing on. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. A little bit of contact there between Connor and Smeal. Connor might have bounced off the wall a little bit. Here comes Rowdy in that number 2 machine. Randy Reeser, will we see a slide job out of him here tonight as they split him 3 wide out of turn number 4? Here comes Mark blinking his way up through in the number 38. He's going to give Shane Haas the push into turn number 1 and 2 as Nevin's going to roll down to the bottom. Nevin with no practice here tonight is making his way forward. Didn't start where he wanted to, but he is trying to get up to the front. Could he break through with a win here tonight? I will tell you one thing. Asher in the number 18, he said there's one thing he wants. He says he's not going to be able to take the championship, missing in the first couple of races. He wants to get a win. He wants to be the only other one other than Hackney that has won 2 races in the series. Could we see Asher pull a victory here tonight? Moody, winless in the number 3 spot. He's looking to take the win here tonight. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Casey can continue to lead as Landon Moody stalks the 0-5. Let's go take a look and see. Where is Keith Hackney? Hackney's up to the number 16 spot. I think he's taking care of his stuff right now. Trying to mind his way through in that number 69. He knows the cautions will come at some point. Be smart with that car. Put yourself in a position to make your way forward as he is deep in the field. Gutekunst has followed him through in that number 41. They have settled down a little bit up at the front, but the middle of the pack about Shane Haas on back. That's the 9th position on back. It is absolute chaos as here comes Tyson Banks down low. Mark has got that McDonald's internet as they're 3 wide out of turn number 4. The leader of Darm, right? Down into turn number 1 and 2. Caution flag is out. Let's go take a look and see what happened. Oh, Hackney caught up in this one. Oh, what happened to Keith Hackney here? Oh, the 16. The 16 of Zach Wells bounces off the wall. Minor damage for Hackney, but not what he wanted here tonight. All right, so we're going to see Zach Wells just kind of bounce off the wall here. Might have been a little netcode there. Hackney nowhere to go. Caution flag comes out. So caution flag is out as Casey leads the way. Landon Moody in second. John Smeal in third. Connor in fourth. Sean Pointer in that number 5 spot. Trouble here early on for Keith Hackney. He is not where he wants to be. He wanted to be up at the front, but jumped the start for the Consi and had to go to the back of the pack. Put him last on the field here tonight as we got a lot of cars coming down on pit road. Nevin, Reeser, Thrash, Haas, Asher, Prettyman, Basler, Remington, James, Keith Hackney, obviously, and Zach Wells all coming down on the pit road. I'll tell you what, Zach Wells is going to go lap down here, but he's got an opportunity. Definitely a little bit of damage on that number 69. Let's see if he can get that fixed as he comes down on the pit road. Let's go check that far chase. It's not too bad. I gotta imagine he's got less than a minute's worth of damage. Yeah, this is a league. They only have one more race left, though, Schultze. But we'll be open hosted tomorrow. Instead of Hackney, it's Wackney. Oof. He's getting some damage. Might be a little bit more than 1 minute's worth of damage there on the number 69. That is unfortunate for him, as Casey Wynn going to lead the way. Landon Moody did not want to give up that track position, stayed out. John Smeal. Let's see how many cars went on pit road. So a lot, about 10 cars down on pit road for this one. Hackney still on pit road getting that damage repaired. Definitely a lot worse than I thought it was. A lot worse than it looked. Let's take a look at the nose of that thing. It is just about fixed. There it is. Here comes Hackney back out on the track. Last thing he wanted to do was use that fast repair, so he needed to take that damage. He is coming off of pit road. Oh, he's going to go a lap down here. Keith Hackney goes a lap down, as he did not get out in time, but he should get a lucky dog, as him and Zach Wells will be the ones battling for that lucky dog. What's up? This is ARCA Series for Factory 11, Matt. Take a stink. Why are we taking a stink? All right, so down the back straightaway, we're going to be looking for that green flag. Old Greg. Down, someone having tum-tum problems. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm losing track of all the chat. It happens sometimes. All right, looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Moody on that outside. Casey Wynn down low. Yeah, go take a stink. Take a stink, Demon. Green flag is out as Casey on the gas hard. He's going to get a big jump. That's what he wanted. He didn't want to deal with that side-by-side like they have every single race here tonight so far, as he is going to pull out to a little bit of a lead. Landon Moody in that number 2 spot. Battle's going to be for second, as Connor will not lead John Spiel alone. Spiel going to be down on the bottom side as they drag race down the back straightaway. Give the number 3 spot to Spiel. Here comes Pointer. Pointer's going to look to get a twofer into turn number 3 of 4. Not able to clear Timothy. Let's see if Timothy can get the run off of turn number 4. Oh, he does clear Timothy, as there's a drag race down the front straightaway. Looking for turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Pointer. Looking for more. Up underneath the 64. Through turn number 1 and 2. Looks like Moody's up on the outside. He's trying to find some speed to reel in the 0.5 of Casey Wynn. As, oh man, the 64 of McGowan gonna hit the wall. Big push from Timothy on the back bumper of Pointer into turn number 3 of 4. I'm doing pretty good. Bentley. Out of turn number 4, Pointer's gonna slide up the track, parks it on the 64's nose, down the front straightaway. Looking for turn number 1 and 2. Connor going to stay on the outside. Pointer goes to the bottom. Timothy's going to follow him as Moody continues to run the top side. Moody is faster than the leader, rolling the top side. He is closing the gap down the back straightaway. I'm living. Me too. Down into turn number 3 of 4. Going to be Casey leading the way. Here comes Moody to the outside, looking for the lead. Out of turn number 4. Can he lead this time by? Down the front straightaway. Casey's going to slide up. Here comes Moody to the bottom, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Moody going to dive it down to the bottom side. He's going to roll the bottom this time, as that pushes Casey up high as they head through 1 and 2. Moody slides up the track, takes the lead. Casey's going to get the run down the back straightaway. Moody goes to block for the lead as they head into turn number 3 of 4. Tried to kill that momentum as they head into turn number 3 of 4. Casey going to slide up the track. Nope, he's going to stay down low. We're going to get a drag race out of turn number 4 to the line. Who's going to be our leader this time by? New race leader at the line is going to be the 84 of Landon Moody heading into 1 and 2. All this racing is allowed Sean Pointer to close the gap in that number 20. Casey going to take the lead back. Moody gives it back up as they come down the back straightaway. Here comes Moody back to the bottom. Casey goes for the block. Moody is there down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3. We are only 15 laps into this one. Here comes Pointer. Oh, Casey bounces off the wall. Pointer gets up underneath. They're 3 wide for the lead on a turn number. Oh, I just stepped on my dick there. Turn number 4, Casey keeps the lead as Moody and Pointer still side by side for second. I was trying to scroll down in case there was a caution so I could see a Pointer into the door of the 84. He's able to hold on to it. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Timothy going to get on the back bumper of that number 20. Moody's going to throw Sparks down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3. Pointer down low, drag race out of turn number 4 to the line. Moody might have it. No, it's Pointer at the line that time by. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Great racing up at the front as they are side by side. Pointer was going to throw the slide. It wasn't there. That's going to kill his momentum as they come out of turn number 2. Timothy to his outside. Here comes Moody looking for the lead down into turn number 3. Great racing up at the front here as these guys are side by side out of turn number 4. Casey going to try to come down, gets loose though as he's going to have the lead at the line as Moody was not able to complete the pass as they head into 1 and 2. Casey going to pinch down Moody. Moody doesn't care. He's going to squeeze in there into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, he's got to back out of it. That's going to allow Pointer to look to his outside. Drag race now for the number 2 spot. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Give the number 2 spot to Sean Pointer into turn number 3 and 4. Great battle up here at the front of the track. Great battle behind these guys as here comes Asher in the number 18. Asher coming off a big win yesterday in the Gen 4. He's looking to steal a victory here tonight as he is now up to the number 5 spot, up 8 positions. But I'll tell you what, the biggest mover right now is the 41 of Johnny Gutekunst. In that number 41, he is up to the number 9 spot, 11 positions up from where he started as Connor gets the wall almost down into Gutekunst. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Pointer looking for the lead down to the bottom. Moody was trying to take it 3 wide. They're going to take it 3 wide per second out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Contact as Pointer's going to take the lead that time by new race leader into turn number 1. Yeah, if he's wearing pants, that's too much weight for him. Damn it, Johnny. Why you got to wear pants? Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Asher looking for more. Up underneath Timothy through turn number 3 and 4. Oh, Timothy going to fight back side by side as Moody slides up to the top side. Asher going to slide up, parks it on the nose of the 327 as they come down the front straightaway. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Asher making big moves, trying to get up to the front. Closing the gap there as Timothy going to think about 3 wide, not able to get there as Asher just about clearing that pass as Moody grabs the wall out of turn number 2. Definitely a lot of back and forth. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Battle's going to be for second. Here comes Moody in the number 84. Asher right behind him through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway. Moody in the number 2 spot that time by. Here comes Asher following suit into turn number 1 and 2. 22 laps into this one as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Asher gets in line behind the 84. They're going to try to reel in Sean Pointer. Pointer out 0.5 of a second as they head into turn number 3. Here comes Asher looking down low. He's got a hot rod here tonight in that number 18 as it sounds like there might have been some issues in the back. They keep it straight. Gutekunst in that number 9 spot, just kind of rolling right now. I guess that's all you can do as Rowdy and Banks battle it out for the number 7 position. They're side by side out of turn number 2. All right. Someone dump Moody. Hey, you got to dump him before he dumps you, right? Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Real quiet now up at the front. Battle now as Timothy going to make his way around Casey Wynn for the number 4 spot. Wynn back to 5th. Here comes John Smeal. He's going to give a shot to the pants of the number 05 as they come through turn number 1 and 2. Oh, Wynn into the wall. Almost into Smeal. Yeah, we're praying for you, Demon. Hopefully it all comes out good. Casey gonna continue to fall back as here comes Johnny Gutekunst looking for more. He's up to the number 6 spot now, up 14 position. Asher up 10 spots into the number 4 position. These guys are on the move as Gutekunst goes to the top side. He's looking for some speed to find his way around that number 13 down the back straightaway. He's to the outside of Spiel. Gutekunst now up 15 positions into the top 5. Remember, he started 20th here tonight. What a move by the 41 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Looks like that top side is starting to come in as Gutekunst is really putting it to work. He has caught Timothy Mesmer now into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to jump up to that top lane through turn number 1 and 2. Let's see if he can get the run out of 2 and find his way around that 327 as he closes the gap. Big run to the bottom of the track, up underneath the 321 of Timothy Mesmer into turn number 3. Down into turn number 3 and 4, side by side out of 4. Oh, he might have pushed up a little bit. Timothy pushes higher as they come across the line. Timothy going to keep that spot at the line this time by as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Gutekunst's going to roll that bottom. Mesmer up high. Drag race out of turn number 2. I'm hearing him say, hang on to her in the chat as they're having some racing going on back here in the back of the back. Hackney has moved his way up through the field. He's going to try to unlap himself the hard way. He has made his way up to Casey, who is in the number 10 spot, as Pointer continues to lead the way. Uh-oh, somebody lost a bumper somewhere. Let's go see who it is. I don't see anybody without a bumper. As they come down the front straightaway, it looks like Gutekunst has made it around Timothy into that number 4 spot. Now up 16 positions, trying to close the gap on the top 3. Pointer leads the way. Moody, you'd be a lot faster if you didn't scrape the wall coming out of turn number 2. Yeah, it's good racing. Here comes Asher, looking for second as he goes to the bottom in turn number 3 and 4. Side by side, Asher's got some speed in that number 18. Might be smart for Moody to let him go around and catch the leader, as it looks like we have Casey Wynn on pit road. Casey Wynn on pit road in that 0530 laps into this one. You made it. You made it back safe, Demon. We were worried about you, especially Dustin. Dustin was extremely worried about you. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. These guys have not decided this battle yet. Asher is falling in line. He is going to look to find a way around that number 84 as they head into turn number 1 and 2. We got more cars on pit road. Connor on pit road in that number 64. So pit cycles have began. I don't think there's been enough drop-off to really worry about having to pit because you see somebody else. I don't think the tires are going to be the biggest issue. I think fuel is going to be the biggest issue as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be all Pointer so far here tonight as the battle for second continues to rage. Almost all Pointer since he's taken the lead. How about Randy Reeser with a great run in that number 2, currently in the number 5 spot. Tyson Banks back here in 6th. Mark Thrash in 7th. Mark Thrash trying to do everything he can to gain points on that number 69. Lost a ton of points. Cools down the bung as well. Yeah, dude wipes. Hey, I don't know if it's, is it? I think it is transferring over to, I am on the wrong person to be on. Hold on. Mark is blinking. 3 wide down the front straightaway. Mark Thrash down low on Banks as they head into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to take the spot. Let's see where they are at. It looks like Moody, Alexander Smith, and Jared King all on pit road. So pit cycles are happening. All right, it is showing up. That's what I thought. As here comes Sean Pointer, our leader, down on pit road. Asher in that number 18. He likes to go long. He'll try to stretch this out as long as he can in that number 18. Let's see where he pits. Maybe he'll get a lucky pit break on pit with a caution while these guys are on pit road. That could be big news for him as Asher continues to lead the way down the back straightaway. He's got lap traffic up ahead. That is Tony Basler in the number 21. Smeal, Pointer, and Banks all on pit road. As it stands right now, I should have been doing this. All right, so that gives you an idea where these guys are at for pits. In the top 8, as it looks like Timothy, Johnny Gutekunst, and Remington James all on pit road. Hey, look at, I forgot I got this. All right, so that'll tell you who's on pit road as they're pitting. Asher continues to lead, rolling this stint out. Hackney's still out on the track. That's what Hackney needs to do. Needs to stay out there. He's hoping for a caution flag. Right now, he is in that lucky dog position in the number 8 spot as Asher rolls up underneath that 21. Shane Haas going to be pitting this time. You'll see him jumping down on pit road in 1 minute here. As they head down the front straightaway, Asher trying to put that number 21 one lap down. This could be huge for these guys. Almost into the back bumper to the 21. This could be huge. If he can put Tony down a lap, puts him the first car one lap down, that'll put lock Hackney out of the lucky dog spot. As they head into turn number 3, Asher continues to work the 21 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Heard somebody else. Oh, we got another one pitting. It is going to be Remington James down on pit road. Wells on pit road. Here comes Asher up underneath the 21. Can't get around him. These tires have got some work in them. He's trying to find his way around the 21. Put the 21 one lap down. Hackney is one of those guys that you got to worry about. Hackney has just about unlapped himself. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, going to be 39 laps complete. So you got to wonder, when will Asher have to hit pit road? Right now, he's got a big lead. And Keith Hackney's on pit road. Hackney on pit road. Asher's still out there. Prettyman on pit road. So right now, the only cars that have not pitted on this green flag stint are Asher, Cody Nevin, Randy Reeser, Mark Thrash, and Tony Basler, as Tony tries to stay on the lead lap as they head through turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Mark Thrash does have a little bit more gas than these guys. He did stop in short pit before the green flag. What, as far as the strategy? I'll pull you in after the pit cycles are done. Asher continues to lead, trying to put Tony a lap down. Let's go see. We got a race right here between Reeser and Thrash for the number 3 spot. As Mark Thrash tries to reel in that number 2. He's probably playing a little bit of strategy right now in that number 38. He knows he's got a little bit more gas, but don't push it too hard. Take advantage of the extra gas you got in that car. Randy Reeser going in this time. Oh, they touch. No, they touch. Asher caught up in this. Caution. No caution. No caution did come out. Yeah, that's where we're going to look. Asher trying to get around the lap car. They make... Asher slid up, and a little bit of netcode, I think, playing a role in that one, as Asher slid up into the 21 as the caution flag comes out. So caution flag comes out here tonight for the second time. Damage on the front of that number 18. Let's see if he gets that damage repaired. Nevin coming on pit road. Nevin still on the lead lap. Definitely big time break for them. Curious to see how this is all going to work out. Some of these guys are going to have to stay out and take the wave around and hope for a caution flag early on in this one as these guys come onto pit road. Asher making a mistake there, sliding up into the number 21, trying to find his way around and put the 21 one lap down. Reeser going to win the race off of pit road. Mark Thrash in second, Cody Nevin third. Asher's going to stay out there. Pointer coming down onto pit road right now. He has one lap down. Everybody else staying out. They're going to take the wave around. You got to wonder, though. Tony is... Oh, Tony was part of the caution. Oh, Tony's got to be pushing it on gas, though. Oh, boy. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. He's coming. So a lot of people will stay out and take that wave around when they go one to go. But the 21 of Tony, Connor McGowan, all on pit road. Asher is coming off of pit road as Mark Thrash going to take the lead here. Or I guess Reeser just hasn't caught him. Not really sure what's going on. Oh, we are one to go. So wave arounds are happening right now. What is Reeser doing? That's gonna oh no, Reeser, no. It's gonna delay it. It's gonna delay it. Keep rolling. Oh. Did it delay it? Oh, that screws up the strategy of that. Damn. Well, that just fucked it up. That was dumb. So Asher did go back onto pit road, getting that damage repaired on that number 18. All right, green flag is coming out. Green flag is out as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Reese are going to lead the way as they head into 1 and 2. Mark Thrash in second. Cody Nevin in third. Casey Wynn in fourth. As they roll through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Thrash looking for the lead down the back straightaway. Thrash going to the outside. He's looking for the lead into turn number 3. Mark Thrash has taken the point and to turn number 3. He is one of our contenders for the championship as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. He's going to lead this time by Reeser on his tail as they're side by side behind him. Here comes Reeser back to the outside of Mark Thrash as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Side by side out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. McGowan is 1 lap down in that number 64. He's trying to race his way up as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Yeah, I saw exactly what happened. Out of turn number 4, Reeser going to lead it that time by. Down into turn number 1 and 2. I have a feeling that I don't know. I have my thought. Oh, no, I didn't see what happened to Shane on the restart. Reeser going to lead the way. Mark Thrash in second. Casey Wynn in third. Here comes Landon Moody looking for the number 3 spot out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. It's going to be Landon Moody up to the number 3 spot as they head for turn number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Ooh, we got one way up the track. That is going to be Tyson Banks. I thought he was shooting up the track into the wall, but able to keep it straight as they come down the back straightaway. Hackney still locked down 1 lap down as these guys head through turn number 3 and 4. Mark Thrash in the number 3 spot. Connor McGowan trying to race his way forward and unlap himself as they look down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Now we'll go take a look and see what happened to him on that start, though. Let's see what happened to Shane Haas on the... Oh, big stack up. Oh. Timothy almost got killed in that. As Randy Reeser continues to lead the way. Mark Thrash in second. Landon Moody in third as he rolls the outside. Him and Thrash touch out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway as Moody's into the wall out of turn number 2. Thrash going to fall back to the number 3 spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Moody really wants this win here tonight. As they come out of turn number 4, he's going to try to chase down that number 2 down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Oh, we had trouble behind. Pointer probably got the worst of that one. He got the lucky dog and got stuck at the back of all these guys after getting the wave around. Kind of sucks for him as they come. Oh, caution flag is out. What happened to Banks here? Oh, Wynn gets the wall and Banks gets bumped from behind. Oh my God. Spin cycle for Tyson Banks as the caution flag comes out. That's going to put Connor back on the lead lap as he is going to be the lucky dog here as Randy Reeser leads the way 53 laps into this one. Hold on, let's see. We got trouble down on pit road. Issues on pit road as we get a race off a pit. Oh, did Asher beat him? No, he did not. Oh, he did. Asher got ahead of Moody. Great run off of pit road for the number 18. So pit stops happening as these guys are topping up on fuel. That's going to give Johnny Gutekunst the number 2 spot. Mark Thrash is going to be in 3rd. Zach Wells is a lap car, so he's going to push back in the field with Hackney. You know, I'll tell you what. Wells and Hackney might have gotten their lap back had Gutekunst and Reeser all pit also, but they did not. Everybody from 3rd on back did get gas. You were gone for 33 laps. Our down into turn number 1 and 2. We are looking for that green flag this time by. I guess Gutekunst wants a Delaware restart. Wants to start back there with Mark. As we are trying to get these guys situated. Into turn number 3. Who's it going to be here on this restart? As they head into turn number 3 and 4. Reeser leads the way. How you doing, Laundry? Pace car is in. When will Reeser fire him off? Green flag is out. Green flag's out as they come down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Reeser has the lead. Here comes Thrash up underneath Gutekunst into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to try to clear him as he blinks out in 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Top 2 stay single file. Win trying to make clear Gutekunst. Can't quite do it. Gutekunst with a run on the outside. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3. Heard somebody hollering something as Reeser continues to lead the way out of turn number 4. Oh, Thrash parks it on the nose of the number 41. Big push down the front straightaway. He's going to ship it into turn number 1 and 2. They're 3 wide behind him into turn number 1 as Smeal on the bottom. Here comes Nevin to the outside. They're making a win. They're making a win sandwich out of turn number 2. They're wrecking out of turn number 2. Did they wreck? They saved it. Not quite. Oh, my God. How did they save that? Let's go back and take another look at that one. Holy shit. Look at this. They make contact. Somehow they save it. Somehow they save it. I don't know if the nose grew back on that number 13. Looks like we got no-nose Smeal out there now in that number 13 machine. So Smeal loses the nose of that thing as Mark Thrash and Reeser try to pull away from the field as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Timothy up to the number 3 spot. As they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Oh, Gutekunst hard into the wall out of turn number 4. Oh my God, he just turned right into the wall. Appreciate it. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Gutekunst, I don't know how he got in the wall so hard. Luckily, he's able to keep that thing pacing forward. Doesn't look like he's got any damage on it. As they come out of turn number 4, he's trying to look to the outside of Nevin. Nevin's going to clear him. Nevin up to the number 5 spot. Here comes Sean Pointer in the number 20, looking up underneath the 41 into turn number 1 and 2. Can't quite get there. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Reese are going to lead the way into turn number 3 and 4. Battle's going to be for third. Here comes Moody looking up underneath Timothy. Side by side out of turn at number 4. Moody down low. Timothy up high. Drag race down the front straightaway. Mark Thrash continuing to try to look for the lead as Moody not able to clear the pass on the 327 either. They're going to get back nose to tail for the top four, single file up at the front. Nevin trying to reel him in that number 11. Asher's made his way back up towards the front. So has Sean Pointer. Pointer fast here tonight. Could take the win away from these guys as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. No pants up underneath Nevin down the front straightaway. Looking for turn number 1 and 2. I think Demon says he's got some info. Demon!
What's up?
Hey, Aaron. What's up?
So, anywho, this has been interesting that I figured out without this race has been progressing and everything's been going on is everyone doesn't like that outside because it hurts the tires so much, and then when they get stuck behind someone else, it's absolutely hurting their run and trying to mess them up as much as they can.
They're getting narrow tight.
They're just getting too tight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I noticed it actually pushed Asher. That's kind of why we're out that caution. Was Asher just trying to make the pass on the lap car? He was faster, couldn't find his way around. As here comes Moody looking for the lead out of turn number 4. He's going to take the lead from Reeser that time by. So good.
And then when Asher went to pit again, he accidentally used his fast repair.
Oh, that sucks. That is unfortunate. That Asher's down a fast repair. He's up there at the front of the field again. If something happens, Asher going to be in trouble here tonight then.
But no, we've been talking. I was talking to Shane when the 05 went around. I was like, oh, okay. I knew he was going to be the one didn't cause the wreck because he didn't have the restart that he wanted. And with Asher, from what Asher's told us,
yeah,
is everyone's going to go put everything on the line now. They pretty much only need one more time down pit road, and they're going to give it all they got.
It looks like some people are better at managing their tires than others. We've seen comers and goers. Timothy fell early. Casey Wynn, the 05, he fell early after using up those tires a little bit. And it looked like Asher, Mark, and a couple other guys kind of came alive late in that run. And it's kind of what you're seeing playing out down there in the Discord.
It's all of them are trying to pace themselves, trying to make sure they can have at least some kind of run if this does go a long run.
Well, go get me some more information. Appreciate the info you gave me, and I will talk to you again here soon. All right, that was Demon getting us a little info. His Pointer's going to get the apron a little bit there. Gets him a little loose as Timothy's starting to work his way forward again. As Mark Thrash going to slide Reeser for the number 2 spot. Mark Thrash up to second. Here comes Timothy in the 327. So Reeser's starting to fade a little bit in that number 2 machine. He's moving to the top side. He wants the top, but we heard from Demon. It definitely is hurting the tires, riding that high side, which is not uncommon on iRacing to have the high side really be hard on the tires. Oh, Timothy's in the wall in turn number 3. Timothy got the wall again in turn number 3 as they head through turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Timothy with a big run off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Heavy traffic back here right behind Mark as these guys battle for the number 3 spot. Landon Moody leading the way. He's got a half a second over Mark as Timothy finally clears Reeser. Reeser falling back. Nevin getting around. Nevin now up to the number 4 position as Reeser is falling back to 5th. He might lose more as Pointer's up underneath him. 3 wide as Asher going to go to the bottom side as they come out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. 30 laps on gas. Okay. Looking for turn number 1 and 2. I know a couple guys that will take it long here. 18 will be one of them as Nevin's going to slide Timothy. Timothy going to cut down out of turn number 2. Great battle for the number 3 spot as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3. Risk it for the brisket. Yeah. Nevin going to grab the wall a little bit there on entry through turn number 3 and 4. You see a lot of that, and you see them get the run off of turn number 4. Nevin going to keep the spot that time by as they head into turn number 1 and 2. They got to be careful. Timothy going to do it again. He gets stuck in the wall. He's going to lose more ground as here comes Sean Pointer to the bottom out of turn number 2. Pointer up to the number 4 spot. Randy Reeser down low. Oh, that really jockeyed positions as Timothy got the wall, couldn't get off of it as they head into turn number 3 and 4. If you're going to hit that wall, you got to hit it absolutely perfect as Asher's going to blink there in the middle of traffic. Timothy looking to take it in the middle, thread the needle, not able to do it as they come off of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. That top side, you got to be careful with it. That is going to abuse those tires. Timothy really going to the outside a lot here as they come out of turn number 2. And I'll tell you, Keith Hackney is now in that lucky dog position if the caution were to come out. It's kind of in his best interest to shake things up a little bit here as Nevin is looking for second out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. He's going to take it. Mark Thrash back to third. Nevin trying to work his way forward and reel in our leader, but right now Moody is the fastest. Oh, not quite. Pointer and Moody are the fastest cars on the track as they come out of turn number 2. Yellow, yellow, yellow. That's going to put Keith Hackney back on the lead lap. This field might be in trouble. What brought that caution out? I don't know. What brought out that? Oh, Smeal's in the wall. That caution should have never come out. All right, so Connor going to stay out in the number 64. And lead a lap. That's going to give Keith Hackney, though, the wave around. Hackney coming back onto the lead lap as we're going to see who wins this race off of pit road. Here comes Landon Moody in the number 84 coming off of pit road. He's going to have the lead. Well, Mark Thrash off of pit road first. So Thrash makes it off of pit road before Landon Moody. Mark's having some serious connection. It's fixing itself, I think. Maybe. There it goes. Starting to fix itself. Yeah, definitely very interesting. So 75 laps in the books, guys. We have 30, let's say 75, 25, 31 laps to go. I had to keep the pants on because that's hilarious. All right, so Connor stayed out in the 64. Interesting strategy here because we do know he has to pit again. Not really sure what's going on with Mark's connection. He's going to have to get that figured out. That could cost him big here tonight. Hackney still needs to make his way up through the field. So if this stays the way it is, this could be a real good points night for 4, Landon Moody, especially if this internet connection fails on the number 38. Mark's going to have to do something about his internet. That is crazy. He's never had that issue before. Until he moved where his sim was. Looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. No one knows where Mark Thrash is. Well, Timothy does now. As they head for turn number 1 and 2. Timothy going to take the number 3 spot. Mark all over the back of McGowan as they head out of turn number 2. Here comes Timothy down low, down the back straightaway. No one knows where Mark's at. Looking for turn number 3. Mark's going to move up to the top side into turn number 3 and 4. He's trying to just kind of stay out of these guys' way, I think, right now. As they come out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Drag race now for the number 4 spot as Pointer is down low as they head into 1 and 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Looks like, Mark's connection still giving them issues. As they come down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Battle going to be for that number 2 spot. Moody's down low. Timothy's going to roll up high out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Looking for the line. Moody gets a run too as they drag race for turn number 1. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Timothy to the outside, trying to get that momentum. You got to wonder, almost to the high side. McGowan's going to shut the door. Pointer's going to go to the bottom. They're 3 wide for second into turn number 3 and 4. Moody's going to back out of that one as he knew it was bad news. Connor into the wall in turn number 3 and 4. Moody's going to lose a bunch of spots as they come out of turn number 4 as Pointer takes the lead. Gudikun second. Timothy in third. 3 wide for that number 4 spot as, Moody makes contact with Asher. They're able to keep it straight as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. A little bit of contact between Hackney and Moody. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be Pointer out front leading the way. Looking for turn number 1 and 2. Pointer continues to lead. Gudikun in second. Timothy in third. Asher fourth. Nevin in fifth. Moody now having to work his way back up as Hackney is on his back bumper as the caution flag comes out. Oh boy, drama. Let's see what happens here. Oh, Alex into the back of Pointer, into the back of Banks, and big wreck there as about 4 or 5 cars at the back get caught up. Caution flag comes out again here tonight. Pointer leading the way, 81 laps in the books. Now we're 30 laps to go. It's about to get spicy, folks. And Mark's connection got really bad. It looks like Gudikun, Nevin, Moody, all on pit road. Pointer, Timothy, Asher, and Hackney are all staying out. Connor's staying out again in the 64. Does he have enough fuel? He pitted on lap 54. It is a fun one. As these guys come down onto pit road, they're going to top up on gas. Here comes Moody off of pit road in the 84. Landon sent a heart me. Appreciate it, Landon. What's up, Landon? It finally showed up on my thing that he sent one. That's the first time it showed up on my chat, which is nice. Been wondering why it hasn't been. Oh, that sucks, Landon. Well, at least you came to visit for your 1%. Looks like we have a little gas saving strategy going on for the front two cars. As they are going to stack them up 2 by 2, looking for the green flag this time by 83 laps complete out of the 111 here tonight. Thank God the fog cleared up. It was so foggy when we got in here earlier. Pointer and Timothy on that front row. Watch the number 18. He really wants to get a win here. And Hackney in that number 69. He has made his way up into the top 4 after being multiple laps down here tonight. Did not have the start he wanted. Got a penalty in the consi. Had to start shotgun on the field. He is up to the number 4 spot. Could he take the win here tonight? Pace car is off, looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. Looked like Timothy might have spun the tires a little bit as Hackney's going to get the run on the outside. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Pointer leads the way. Hackney going to roll the high side through turn number 1 and 2. Well, the middle through turn number 1 and 2 takes that number 2 spot. Oh, contact. Big wreck down the back straightaway. Big wreck down the back straightaway as Moody was trying to make a move. I don't know if he got into Gutekunst or Gutekunst came down, but we're about to take a look and see what happened there. Oh my God, he killed him. He absolutely murdered him. He just goes up and says, "See ya." So caution flag comes out. Asher stays out on the track. Everybody else on pit road. Well, Haas and Thrash stay out. Moody stays out. As Asher is leading the field here tonight. Everybody coming down on pit road. They're getting tires. They're getting gas. I don't know what they're getting. Let's take a look. I'll tell you by pit times. Looks like these guys are taking 4 tires and gas. Well, 4 tires and gas for the guys that did pit just now. So taking gas and tires to go the rest of the way. 86 laps, 25 laps to go here tonight. I don't know. Oh, Mark's connection is so bad. I don't know what's going on. Mark's going to have to figure that thing out. Won't work very well if he blinks like that. Next week won't work very well if he blinks like that. As they come out of turn number 4, Asher leads the way. 87 laps complete. Can Asher hold on? Pointer and Hackney now back to the 5th and 6th spot. They're with Timothy. Moody's going to go all the way to the back after causing that one. All right, I'll pull you in. We're about to go green, though. It's like horrible timing. All right, be quick. I can't hear you.
You two can fill in.
If you're saying anything, I can't hear you. Try again. I got nothing, Demon. I don't know if there's something going on with your mic or what. Hello? Oh. Maybe it's my side. I don't know. I don't know if something going on. All right. Now I think I'm working. All right. Oh my God. Shane's loose. They're taking it through. Oh. Oh, Mark and the 05 make contact. They're shuffling it down the back straightaway. Oh my God. Mark's trying to hold on. Here comes Casey up the track. They are able to stay off each other as Asher pulls away down the front straightaway. Hackney up to the number 4 spot down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Hackney down low. All right, whatever you got to say it quick. Well, the Pointer, Timothy, and Hackney are all teammates. Yeah, they're gonna stay. They're gonna work together. They were definitely blocking Asher out. So, yeah, no, it's horrible. All right, I'm gonna call the last of this race. There's only 20 laps left, bud. All right, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Mark is going to block for that number 2 spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, it is going to be 91 laps to go. We got 20 to go as they come across the line. Asher leads the way. Mark Thrash in second. Keith Hackney in third. Sean Pointer fourth. Cody Nevin in fifth as they're side by side behind him for the number 6 spot. So this is the battle to keep an eye out right here for that number 2 spot. As Asher tries to pull away from the field, he's out front 0.5 of a second over second place. As Mark is going to blink through turn at number 3 and 4 as they come out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. Still nose to tail. Hackney is going to have to go to the outside. He's got the speed. He might be taking care of those tires right now, waiting for that last minute run as they actually close in on Asher, using that draft to pull themselves forward as they head for turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, Hackney going to go down on the apron. Mark's going to try to squeeze him down. They touch down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Mark going to try. Oh, Mark gets into Hackney. Hackney up in the Pointer. Here comes Nevin looking to the outside as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. That has jockeyed them for position. They have lost ground on Mark Thrash as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Asher leads the way. Mark Thrash in second. Pointer in third. Hackney in fourth. Here comes Nevin in that number 5 spot. He's going to look up underneath the 69. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. They're side by side behind him. Pointer has closed in on the number 38 of Mark Thrash as they come out of turn number 2. He grabs the wall out of turn 2. They're trying to close the gap. See you later, Aiden. Down the back straightaway there, closing in on Asher. Asher's got to love what he's been seeing behind him, as that is holding those guys up as they come out of turn number 4. It is going to be 16 laps to go. Can Asher hold on for 16 more laps and be the only repeat winner other than Hackney? Down into turn number 1 and 2. Pointer going to go up the track. Thrash slides up. Pointer back to the bottom, down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3. Pointer down low. Mark's going to go down on the door into turn at number 3 and 4, side by side. Oh, drag race down the front straightaway. Here comes Hackney. Hackney's going to take it 3 wide. They're 3 wide down into 1 and 2. Here comes Mark Thrash. He dives it in down to the bottom in turn number 1 and 2. They're going to lean on each other for that number 2 spot as Hackney pushes Thrash up the track down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Big stack up. Here comes Pointer to the back bumper to the 69. Timothy Mesmer in the 327. What a race for second. Timothy goes to the high side. Hackney going to take that number 2 spot. Slides out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. Mark Thrash now moves back to 3rd. Down into turn at number 1 and 2. Can they close in on Asher? 97 laps complete. Less than 10 little more than 10 laps to go. Oh! Thrash gets turned around. Caution flag comes out. Timothy right into the back of Mark Thrash, turning around, both of them hard into the inside wall. Asher with the lead. That is not what he wanted to see. Things are definitely interesting here. It is going to be a 10-lap shootout. Asher down on pit road. Asher going on pit road. Will he take tires? Will this make a difference? That's going to be a big question as he shoots down on pit road in the number 18 machine. He's only going to be back to the number 10 spot if he can make it out here first. So this could be an interesting strategy here, as he is definitely going to be taking tires here. Asher gets those tires off of pit road. He's going to be back in the number 10 spot. This is going to be awfully interesting to see how this all plays out. Landon Moody is now up in the number 3 spot. I don't think we're done here. I don't think we are done here. This is about to get way interesting here tonight. Hackney with the lead in that number 69. As they head into turn at number 1 and 2, it is going to be a 10-lap shootout. Will the new tires make a difference? That is going to be the question here. As these guys roll into turn at number 1 and 2, can Hackney and Pointer hold off Moody? Moody sitting in that number 3 spot. Gutekunst has been quick here tonight in the number 41. He's up in the number 4 position. I don't know. This is going to get way interesting. Shane Haas in 7th. I don't know what to call on this one, but we are about to find out. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Will this be the last restart of the night? What do you guys think out in the chat? Do you think this will be the last restart? 10 lap shootout. I don't think this is going to be the last restart. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Hackney and Pointer going to keep it side by side. Look for Moody to try to make a move in that number 84. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, side by side for third as they look for turn number 3. Moody is going to lose ground. He's going to shove it in hard into turn number 3 and 4. 9 laps to go when they come across the line. 9 laps to go. So what Asher's going to need here with this strategy, he's going to need to pick off about half of these cars and get a caution flag again to have any opportunity. He's going to have to at least get to the top 5. That is what I'm thinking here, and he's not picking them off like I would expect him to, as he's only up to the number 9 spot as Hackney continues to lead, battle for second and third as Moody looks up underneath Gudekunst. Gudekunst's going to go to the high side, Moody in the middle as they come out of turn number 4. Contact between Asher and Smeal out of turn number 4. 4 wide down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Shane Haas going to pull out of that one as they head. Smeal into the door of the 18. Here comes Shane looking back down low. Asher going to get behind Smeal down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Contact between Moody and John once again. Everybody is pinching hard as Banks up underneath Moody as they come out of turn number 4. 104 laps complete as we close in on the end. Hackney leads, Pointer second, Moody in third. I don't know. I'm going to be awfully surprised if we are able to close this one out without a caution the way these guys are driving as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Contact behind these guys as Asher going to make a big move to the bottom side as they head for turn number 3. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Oh no, Moody's around, big wreck. Asher takes advantage. He's up to the number 4, maybe 5 spot. Caution flag. He turned him. He turned him. So caution flag is out here once again. I'll tell you what, Asher up to the number 4 spot. This could get real interesting here. Banks says, I want to lead this thing. He might at the end of this one. Hackney leads the way. Sean Pointer in second. Tyson Banks, Asher Hansen, your top 4. Mark Thrash back up to 6. Timothy up to 7th. Gudekunst is going to get the L on this one. Well, I will tell you that Moody got into Gudekunst again. And Johnny probably wasn't happy, and I'm assuming that's what happened there. Because that was definitely intentional. All right, so we are closing in. It is 5 laps to go now. So we should end up with a 3 or 4 lap shootout here. Will the fresher tires play a role in this one? Asher with the freshest tires up at the front. Oh, he's got about 14 laps newer tire, 13 lap newer tires. Could that be the difference maker here tonight? We're about to find out. Thrash has got new tires, so that top side definitely could be cooking at the end of this one. As they get the one to go, it is going to be a 3-lap shootout here tonight. With the potential of overtime. Let's not count that out. All right. All right. This is gonna get awfully interesting here. Looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Hackney and Pointer side by side. Looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Green flag. Pointer just did not go. Yeah. Should have fucking dumped him. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Asher going to look to the outside. A little bit of contact between Wynn and Thrash. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Side by side. Who's it going to be? Out of turn number 4 with 2 laps to go. Down into turn number 1 and 2, side by side. Asher trying to make his way around the 747. Finally makes it out of turn number 2. Drag race down the back straightaway for nobody. I don't even want to talk to anybody after this race, honestly. Hackney leads the way out of turn number 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. I'm not even going to interview anybody after this race. Fuck them. Nevins ships it in down on the bottom side. We got one into the wall. Timothy in the wall. Out of turn number 4. Hackney takes the win. Pointer second. Asher third. Thrash, Timothy, Nevin, Banks, Wynn, Moody, and Gudekunst. All right, it's going to be Hackney with the win. Sean Pointer in second. Asher in third. Going to be Mark Thrash in the number 4 spot. Timothy in 5th. Cody Nevin in 6th. Going to be Tyson Banks in the number 7 spot. Casey Wynn in 8th. Landon Moody in 9th. Gudekunst going to be in 10th. Shane Haas in 11th. Connor McGowan in whatever position. And 12th, going to be John Smeal in the number 13 spot. Jared King in 14th. Randy Reeser, 15th. Alexander Smith in 16th. Tony Basler, 17th. Zach Wells in 18th. Kevin Prettyman, 19th. Remington, 20th. And Robert Andring in that number 20 spot. That's going to be it for tonight. I have nothing to say to anybody. That restart was bullshit. I don't want to talk to anybody. Fuck you guys. Peace. I'm out.